Yeah. And
Good afternoon, everyone. It's my great pleasure to warmly welcome all the participants to this 5-day faculty development program on integrated green construction and life cycle assessment organized by Department of Civil Engineering. We are delighted to have participants joining us from various academic and professional backgrounds. Your presence truly adds value to this program and make it a meaningful learning experience for all. Our institution, an autonomous engineering college in Thrissur, is committed to academic excellence, innovation, and sustainable development. The Department of Civil Engineering strives to equip students and professionals with the latest knowledge and practical skills, especially in emerging areas like green construction and environmental sustainability. This FDP aims to provide insights to IGBC practices, life cycle assessment, and their application in high impact research and real world engineering. Over the next 5 days, we are confident that this program will be highly informative, interactive, and beneficial to all of you. Once again, I extend a warm welcome to each one of you. Let us make this program a great success through active participation and knowledge sharing. Thank you. Now, it's my great privilege to introduce our first speaker, Dr. Alvin Verghese. Dr. Alvin Verghese is currently serving as the Associate Professor and Head of the Department of Civil Engineering at Jyothi Engineering College, Thrissur. He holds a PhD in Civil Engineering and brings over 12 years of experience across academia, research, and industry. He is a chartered engineer and an IGBC accredited professional with expertise in structural analysis, design, and sustainable construction. He is well versed in industry standard tools such as STAAD, ETABS, AutoCAD, Revit, and Primavera. Dr. Alvin has contributed extensively to research with several publications in reputed Scopus and SCA indexed journals, focusing on sustainable materials and advanced structural performance. He is also an approved research supervisor under APJ Abdul Kalam Technological University. In addition, he is a member of professional bodies like IEA, ISTA, and author of book Engineering Ethics and Sustainable Development. Today, he will be delivering a session on Orientation for IGBC AP certification, which will provide valuable insights to green building practices and certification pathways. We are honored to have him with us today. I warmly welcome Dr. Alvin Verghese to take over the session. Sir, please.
Yeah, thank you, Jyothi. I want to open my PPT. Just a wait. Hello, is it visible to all?
Yes, sir, it's visible.
Welcome you all. I am Dr. Alvin Verghese. Right now is the first session that is regarding the orientation of IGBC accredited professional, that is AP. We are shortening it as AP. So what is the use of IGBC certification for the building? That is mainly focusing my area. And the second section that is delivered by Surya ma'am. She will take how to get IGBC certification, that is version certification for us. Okay. Change slide. So first of all, we should know about what is sustainability in construction. In very simple words, what is sustainability means: build today without compromising tomorrow's will today, without compromising the needs of future generations. So the future generations need so many advantages from the previous one, actually, that we have. Our old generation gives us so many quantities of good water, good air, and so many things. That is also we should given to the future generation. That is our duty to do that. This is this is called sustainable construction. That is built today without compromising the needs of future generations. So how to give them to the generations for these things? That is mainly by minimizing the environmental impact and conserve the natural resources. The third one, the human health and comfort should be enhanced for the future and remains it should be economically viable for us for our conditions as like we should design the building. These all things we have in our mind for designing a building or operating the building and its operational things. And eventually, when it is demolishing the structure, that time also we should have to think about these 4 points in our mind. This is called build today without compromising the needs of future generation. In simply say, this is our certification, the IGD certification for the building. For this, we have core principles of sustainable construction. That is, what are the core principles? There's actually five principles of sustainable construction. The first one is environmental responsibility we have to do. That is, reduce the carbon emissions and minimize the waste generation and protect ecosystem biodiversity. These all things are equally connected. That is, if you are reduce the carbon emissions, automatically the waste will be minimized. Waste generation should be minimized. Then automatically it will help to the protect ecosystem and biodiversity. How to do reduce the carbon emissions? So we have to select the materials that low carbon emission material, and we have to reuse the waste material or recycled materials as like we have to do. We have to minimize the waste generation and reduce the carbon emissions. Automatically, it will leads to the protect ecosystems and biodiversity. And second point, that is resource efficiency. Resource efficiency means that is efficient use of water, energy, and material. These three are the major resource: water, energy, and materials. I think this is very simple thing. So how to use the water for efficient use? We have to minimize the use of the potable water and maximum have to be recycle the water done provided to the as a grey water. We have to recycle the maximum to the recycled things. Energy nowadays it's very famous. There is energy that is solar energy and wind energy that is very famous for us. So we have to maximize the use of the energy and the materials. So we have to use the materials as like recycled materials or reduce the use of concrete, reduce the use of plastics as like things. So we have to reuse the old material to next work. So automatically it will be efficient use of the material. And unwanted, there is a majorly present scenario. That is, if your construction drawings on most of them says extremely unwanted use of the cement and steel. That is very bad habit. According to the structural design, only we will provide the materials. Without that, don't use our steel or our cement or material, any other materials. According to the design, how much we design for the structure, for how much years have to be built, that is only we have to use. Don't overuse the material. That is overuse is make the sustainability failure. And come to the third point, that is life cycle thinking. If you build or construct whatever it is, we will construct. We have to. The point of design. We have to think the construction at the point of construction and how its operations and how it's maintaining and how demolition, and we have to rethink the demolition waste how to use. This is called life cycle thing. So if you create a product, how it is life cycle. So we have to maximize this life cycle. Life cycle once or twice or thrice times of cycle is rotating. That should be more better than new product. Okay, and then fourth one, that is healthy indoor space. That is, this is very important when you are living in a building. That is healthy indoor spaces. Healthy indoor spaces means the good ventilation for the building. If we are not providing good ventilation, we have to do the powerful, powerful or other forced ventilations. Forced ventilation means there is for exhaust like things or HVAC provisions we have to do for the good ventilation. So it's need extra energy. So we have to provide good ventilations for natural lighting and natural ventilation maximize. And low toxic materials. The maximum low toxic material in the sense that is VOC materials and toxicity low materials. VOC paints, I think familiar with all of the VOC paints. So VOC paints as like material have to use or maximum we have to provide the things to the customer that is not healthy in those spaces. And fifth one, economic sustainability, not just initial cost. We all think the construction or client side, we most of them think about the initial cost. But what is the cost of the final cost as the life cycle cost? We are not most of not thinking about the life cycle. We have to think about the life cycle cost and energy saving, how much it costs, how much it costs for running, how much the effect. Example, one example we have, if you make a cartridge type inkjet printer, if you purchase, it's very cheap, around 1,500 that's. But it's running cost around, if you take a printout from that color printout, right, around 20 to 10 to 20 rupees for a single page. If you purchase, instead of that, if you that is ink tank type of inkjet printer, it may cost around 6,000 to 10,000, but the printing cost around 1,000, 1 rupee to 2 rupee only. That is called it's a working cost or taking cost. This is called energy saving. So that is life cycle cost. So we have to think of not only the initial cost, we have to think about the life cycle cost and energy savings of the material, which rating, its energy rating, how much it have. That's like energy savings also. We have to think not only the initial cost and reduce the operational expenses already told. Okay, we have to in practice, we have to, according to these principles we have in the practice, the components in practice, the first one is energy efficiency. We already talk about what is the importance of energy efficiency. We come to the energy efficiency, that is passive design, that is orientation and shading we have to do properly. Proper, that it means more sunlight is not needed, but minimum sunlight we need in the rooms. So as like we have to provide the glass windows. If we are providing a very sunlight given area, we should get given the minimal windows and openings. So we need sufficient light. Otherwise, we are in very low light area. We should provide more openings. As like we have to think about the things and shadings. We have to green shade as like tree shade as like things. We have to think about that, and it will be automatically the reduce the load of HVAC. HVAC means air conditioning and other things. It will reduce the air. So automatically energy will efficient. And then come to the renewable energy, not only solar panels, we have to think about the some area we have to think about the windmill also. That is solar panels and windmills. That is a major use. Other options is the as like tidal and so many other things are available. But major is solar panels and the new trend is same as solar panel and wind panel windmills also it's same. That is also renewable. That is a very adaptive measure. That is also we have to maximum try to use that one and promote that one. And come to the sustainable material. What's the meaning of sustainable material? The sustainable material means locally sourced material. The material should be locally. It should not be transported 100 kilometers. That is not good. It will be came or reach. It will be within 10 to 20 kilometers. It's okay. It's very good. Otherwise, it's 100 kilometers. If Rajasthan marble we are using in Rajasthan, that is very. It's a locally sourced material. Instead of that, Rajasthan marble we are using in Kerala. That is not good. That is not locally sourced material. So Rajasthan marble is sustainable material or not? The question is related to the where we are using that. That is depend about the sustainable material we have to think about. And recycled content. The recycling content, we have to think the content of each material is possible to recycle. If it did not be, it's not the recycled material that is not permitted to make new things. So maximum we have to construct a thing. We have to think: is it possible to recycle or not? Or any recycled material can replace the new material. That also we have to think, and we have to think about the, that is also we can add to the sustainable material. Then low embedded body energy. There is minimum energy. There is carbon. We can easily say that is CO2. CO2 emission minimum CO2 energy, CO2 based material. We have to add as a sustainable material. And come to the water management. That is, water management means first of all how to use the water. We should know about the used water. That's the first thing. How to use how we can use the water and it should be properly used, and not overuse is not permitted, and recycle should have, we have to properly recycle. So, and another thing, the major one, that is rainwater harvesting. The most of the areas we are lacking the rainwater harvesting. So rainwater harvesting, that is very essential for the present scenario. So we have to harvest all rainwater and properly to the next season, and it will have to recycled and we have to use. So automatically the water scarcity we have to reduce due to that rainwater harvesting. So that is very relevant for. So if you suggest a building, so I think all of you are civil engineers or suggesting this contractor in industry experts. So you have to suggest a building to a client. You have to emboss that is rainwater harvesting is very important for a building. Otherwise, that is create a problem for the society. So maximize the rainwater harvesting system. And then grey water reuse. That is grey water we have to reuse the recycling system. We have to create in the each building system or the society as like system we have to develop. And then we have to reuse the grey water. If we are industry, it is easy to do. Otherwise, institutions we have to do. That is their system itself. They are insisting they have to have a this type of groundwater reuse system. They have to build. And low flow fixtures. As like, what is low flow fixtures? That is controlled manner fixtures. That is makes the low out water intakes. Example, there is aerated type of fixtures. Aerated type of fixtures makes that is in front of the normal taps or shower as like this low type of, that is law of fixtures makes that it will reduce the quantum of water, quantity of water out. So instead of that, it will provide the aerated water. Automatically, what will happen? That is use of the water should be decreased. So there should be very good water management. And then come to the construction practice. This construction practice, that is, we all know that is 3R rule. That is reduce, reuse, and recycle. So first of all, we should reduce the usage of raw material and reuse the maximum material. That is, if it is recycled material, reusable material, that is maybe bricks or shuttering materials as like this, maximize the reusing of material. Recycling, that is what is the difference between reuse and recycle? Recycle means the material has to come back to the industry, that is factory or something other else, and then come to some other product, come as recycle. So it's very recycled. That is also appreciable. That is right now the plastics and other things are presently recycled material is come to the some other, maybe
Last
it's buck.
10 minutes. 10 minutes today ಉಳ್ಳು ಪಟ್ಟಣ ಹೇಳಿದ
Somebody is phone is not muted. Unmute, please mute that. And then efficient site management. There is site material, there is overuse of materials normally is the practice of construction sites. There is do not do that as the efficient use of site management. If it is a waste material is dumped in any other, not a waste material. If unused material is dumped in any site, that it has to use in the next site or transfer to next site in proper manner. Then that only they have to use. And next thing is pollution control. This you have to minimize the pollution properly. Otherwise, it will disturb the total society. If you build a building without controlling of dust control or dust control in the area, automatically the dust will create non high problem for the air. There is air pollution will happen. So automatically the nearby community can't live over there. So automatically the system construction practices fail for the sustainability. Then we have to go for the IGBC, full form, that is Indian Green Building Council. So what is IGBC? IGBC is a part of Confederation of Indian Industry, that is CII, that is Confederation of Indian Industry, and is the leading body of Indian promoting sustainable construction practice. It plays a crucial role in transforming India construction sector towards the environmentally responsible and resource efficient development. This is the major role of this Confederation of Indian Industry under, sorry, not under India IGBC, under CII. This is a major role for that. It's environmentally responsible and resource efficient development. They are providing IGBC. So majorly roles of IGBC, the primary, the two are development of IGBC, that is Green Building Rating System. That is IGBC done firstly. That is the development of IGBC Green Building, as like ISI standard, like we are there provide IGBC rating system. As like rating, we have, I will talk later for the IGBC rating systems. And certification of green building. Certification have different levels, but also we have take other next slides. And then other things, this is a major two area, that is rating systems, developing a rating system, and the second one, certification of green building. And other things are education and capacity of building. That is also roles of capacity of building decided by and educate the things. And awareness and promotion for the importance of green buildings and other things. That is also sustainability. That is also roles of IGBC. And then next thing, policy support and government collaboration. They are providing by IGBC certified buildings. We will get easily both policy support and government collaboration method. And then market transformation. So market presently, the market only for looking for the money or cheapest, which is the cheapest material. Instead of that, which is the best material, which is the sustainable material, we have to think. That is also that thing thought is created by the IGBC. And research and innovation support is also done by IGBC. These all things are done by IGBC. And then these are the development of green building rating system by Indian Green Building, IGBC. So IGBC, we have two categories. There is a two IGBC green rating system have majorly two. That is first one category and one is prerequisite. We have first thing is prerequisite. We can talk about the prerequisite. Prerequisite that just to fulfill the easy prerequisites by before the building is started. That is called prerequisite. We are as like our planning stage. We have to do these things. These all things we have to do. That is called prerequisite. Prerequisite. We have to do all the things. We have to do as a document purpose. The only document that is called prerequisite. As like a schedule and plan and other things. And then we have to come to the IGBC rating system. It's having so many categories. That is sustainable and architectural design. That is one area for that. And indoor environment quality, and building materials and resources, energy efficiency, site selection and planning, innovation and development, water conservation, regional priority. These all categories under IGBC. So we have talk about the more about these things. So there is sustainable architecture design. There is design have to be sustainable and architecture, and it should be environment friendly. That is also very important factor for the IGBC rating. Should not disturb the normal earth or environment system. That building or design should not be. And then indoor environmental quality. That is the building indoor environments, how it will be react. The buildings and trees and each other other thing or greenery you have to do in building inside the building, as like things. Indoor air quality. That is all things under the indoor environmental quality. And not only air and water and all other things too. Indoor environmental quality. And then next point is the building material and resources. Building material and resources means which material it is used and resources where it is used. There is which material, is it recycled material or there is solar energy like there is easily recycled material or new material, which type of raw material, how much percentage is new material, how many percentage is raw material, that is recycled material. That is percentage should have, if it is more than 50% material is recycled material, that should be very good. That is called building material and resources. The resources we have to analyze raw material, how much raw material we are using, how much percentage is recycled, how much is new material. As well. Then come to the energy efficiency. Energy in the sense mainly is the electricity. All other energies are connected to the electricity. That is a problem. So energy efficiency, that is come to the air quality and water. Each and everything connected to the air, there is electricity. So mainly we are focusing energy efficiency. The term is goes for the electricity. So we have to implement that is solar energy system approximately equal to the how much energy they want, or solar or any other tidal or whatever it is, that is wind or whatever it is, that is recycling energy system. We have to implement over the to work the system, that is design or construction site have to work with it eco-friendly system. And then come to the site selection and planning. Site selection planning should not be site selection should not be come to the hazardous, not hazardous area, or it should be properly ventilated area and fresh air should be have to available over there, and it should be suitable for the if you are using residential building, it should be suitable for the residential purpose. If you are constructing a factory like building, it should be suitable for the factory building. That's according to site selection. And the road accessories and pipelines and drainage facilities, Each and everything we have to think at the time of site selection, and should be site sustainable. The materials that used was sustainable. That is also you have to use. Sustainability point of also we have to think about the each material and site selection, and we have to think the material availability also for the site selection point of view. The materials you have to easily get the material, that is very easy. Example, if you construct a cement factory, that should be very nearer to the limestone area, that is very better. Instead of that, the same cement factory is around 200 kilometers from the limestone stacking area. That is, it's not suitable or sustainable manner, because the transportation is huge, creating a huge pollution and resource for that. There is raw materials also there. So that is not good. So it should be very nearer to that. That should be also we have to think. And next thing, that is innovation and development. We have to innovate and develop new systems for easily manageable for energy or water, each and everything, or new material for the building materials. That is also innovation. So presently, the fly ash based bricks and IGB, that is GGBS based bricks and cements and slag cements. That is also innovation. That is also we have to promote. That is slag cements and each and everything. That is also we have to promote innovation and development of new material that is have to be sustainable or reuse, or sometimes we have to be recycled materials. Also, we have to maximize the promotion. So that is also complete innovation. So if you take a building, you have to analyze how much percentage it is recycled materials used, how much percentage reusable material is used over there, and then all materials how much it is take. This is also under this innovation and development area. And next point is water conservation. This is very important present scenario. That is very climate is very hot presently. So water conservation, that is means how much water daily use and how much it is used, how much percentage is recycled. Example, 1 million of water, liter of water presently used, how much it is recycled. Maybe 50% or 60% it is recycled, that is very good. Instead of that, 10% only is recycled, it's very bad. As like we have to analyze the water, total water usage, and how much it is recycled, how much raw water, and where we are taken that forward. If it is taken from the rainwater harvest, it's good. Instead of that, we are taking that from the bore well, that is not good. As like the source of water, that is also under this conservation, this point of under this point, that is water conservation. And quality of water. Next thing is quality of water, and that's also we have discussed under water conservation. That how much quality of water, that is how potable water, and how much quality before if you are reject a water, how much it is, and how much pollutant it has. That is also that is under the water conservation. And regional priority. Some region have some priority for that building, building purpose. Example, the CRZ areas as like regional wise, and some other areas CRZ, or some CRZ one zone, two special areas as like. So areas have some priority. That is also under the IGBC category. These all are the first look of IGBC rating, and we have to think the next detailed one. That is IGBC rating system. IGBC rating systems in that government, it's 7 type of rating system are there. In each one, we have elaborated on the ones. The first of all, can discuss about the 7 ones. That is government incentives. That is purely under the government grants. No other private team we have to do touch for that. And then next one, IGBC green residential. That is residential buildings under this certification. These all certification. These have different manuals also. Okay, and then IGBC green commercial, and then next one IGBC green industrial, and fifth one IGBC green built environment, and sixth one IGBC net zero, seventh one other building topology. These are the 7 rating systems. So if you see a government projects, we are go for the rating system of under government institutes. And if it's a residential building, that is we go for the IGBC residential. And then if we go for the third, that is green IGBC commercial, we will go for the IGBC commercial buildings. And if it is industry, we will certification, we are try to take about the IGBC green industry. And seventh one, IGBC green built environment. That is environment means the surroundings, and if it is a residential colony as like things are under green and built environment. And net zero, that is net zero, that is total energy will be zero as like we have to take, that is net zero. Other topology buildings, all things under the 70. We have to go for the detailed one for next slide. Then government, let's already talk about the first one, that is government incentives, that is purely government incentives to IGBC projects. No other work is not under this. We have to take second one, that is IGBC green building. In IGBC green building, we have first one IGBC green homes. IGBC green homes means there is home structure that is for the residential, only for the residential houses, individual houses, that is for green. And residential, if it is a residential society, we have come under the IGBC residential societies. It is a society. And next one, IGBC green affordable housing. This is a housing system, housing that is we build a housing law, housing government is building to housing colony to a society, that is called affordable housing. And then IGBC nest. That is also a type of building that is under small nest is a group of team, otherwise the government scheme under how to work. So majorly we have to use that IGBC green homes and residential society, that is not normally in our family. Then third one, IGBC green commercial. In the first one, IGBC green new building, that is major thing we have to work with this one, that is IGBC green building. We have to detail, we have to go for new buildings. And the next one, IGBC green existing building. That is, if you have a already building, constructed already building, we are not thinking about the IGBC at the time of construction time. After that, we are thinking of we want to get the IGBC certification for that. So we are go for the IGBC green existing building. So that is a manual is something different from IGBC green building. According to that only, you have to work for that. And then health and well-being, that is depend about the health and well-being buildings like societal near clubs as like that. And then IGBC green healthcare, that is for medical cases we are using for IGBC healthcare. And IGBC data center, that is, I think the word itself is understood that is data center. So that is also IGBC certification that is used for the data center. And then IGBC green building, green service buildings, that is also under this building. And then resource green resource IGBC certification, that is IGBC green resource. And then interiors, that is for the if you have a building of 1 lakh square feet, but we want to get around 50 square feet, we want to 50,000 square feet, we want to get IGBC certificate. It is a one area of a building. That is if we as like we go for, that is the it's IGBC green interior. That's for a special area of a building. That is called green interior. And the next one is IGBC green industrial. That is IGBC green factory buildings. That is called green industrial. That is only for the factory buildings. And the next certification is under this. There is IGBC green logistics parks and warehouses. This is called IGBC green logistics parks and warehouses. It's a warehouses that is not under the factory. That is we go for the park and logistic park, and warehouses is under the special category, that is IGBC green logistic warehouses. And then next one, IGBC green environment. It's have 10 group of category, that is IGBC green townships, IGBC green cities. Township means it's a township. If you want to get a township, get a IGBC certification, that is under the IGBC green township. If you go for a city that makes to the green, that is also we have to under IGBC green. Existing city, we have to make at the time of building a city. We are not thinking about the IGBC, but we want to presently we want to switch that to the IGBC green. So we have to make this as IGBC green existing city. That is for the existing building, existing city. And then IGBC green hill habitant, that is hill habitant, we have to make under the IGBC. IGBC green mass rapid transit system, that is as like metros, other things, transporting systems. If it is a IGBC green existing mass rapid system, then existing system we have to convert to the IGBC. We have to use this one, this category of rating system. And then IGBC green railway system, that is for the railways. It is not private team, that is for the railways. And if it is used by high speed rail, there is for this provision for that. And the landscape, we have a large landscape as goals track as like things. That is, we have used as IGBC green landscape and green villages. That is also under the special category. That is green villages. Net zero. Net zero means IGB is a net zero water building. So this is for water, net zero water. Water, that is water intake and outside rejects, that should be zero. That is called as IGBC net zero water building. That is a special rating system that is we will provide as IGBC net zero water building. And then next IGBC net zero waste rating system. The waste is if our building house total waste is zero or net zero, so automatically we have to go for the IGBC net zero waste rating. And then IGBC net zero carbon guidelines. That means carbon guidelines means net zero carbon. I think carbon neutrality. We have to know about carbon neutrality. That is how much carbon CO2 emissions. But actually, all the waste material we have to convert to the CO2 in terms of CO2. I think most of them know about that how to take. That is in LCA. LCA classes are under next few days. We will understand the things. How to convert the things to the carbon in terms of carbon dioxide. So all the things we have to convert, that is all waste material or production waste, other things we have converted to the carbon CO2. So weightage of kilo of waste CO2. So if the CO2 emissions, that should be the same thing we have produced the or absorbed the CO2. So that is called net zero. Instead of the production, we are producing the large number of plantations and trees and other things. We have to get the net zero carbon guidelines, carbon building. So there is also a net zero carbon. And then other buildings. Other buildings means IGBC schools. So actually, green school, schools have to be green. So we have a special category for that. Or campus, or maybe school campus. There is school for school building. Campus for as a there is called engineering colleges or medical colleges as like this. That is called campuses. And then worship. Green place for the worship. That is related to our religious space. That is called worship. Okay, these all are the IGBC rating system. Primarily 7, and then each one have different categories. That is, each one have visa. Each one have different categories for IGBC rating system. Primarily 7 is into 7 totally different one. That's why IGBC rating chapter as like this much. This much against because of this under this much categories over there. We have next we have to study major rating systems in these things. That is, first of all, IGBC green new building. That is, we studied under green homes. That's it. So IGBC green new building is a building. If you take a constructed building, what things these conditions where we apply, that is new commercial buildings, institutional buildings or colleges, offices, mainly the focus area of sustainable site planning. New building, they are thinking about the sustainable site plan. The main focus over the sustainable site planning and water efficiency of the building. That is how much water they take or where they take, and how much it is reused. That is the water efficiency. And focus area under this is sustainable site planning, water efficiency, energy optimization, material selection, indoor air quality. That's indoor environment quality, that is same as air quality. That is how much oxygen in the building or how much air, purified air over there. These are the indoor and environment quality. These all under the criteria under this IGBC rating system. And next one, IGBC green existing building. That is, previous one is IGBC new building. This one is IGBC existing building. IGBC existing building means it is already constructed operational building we are applied for. This is for the IGBC green build existing building. And major focus area are the performance improvement, how to improve the performance of already existing building. That is the first one. And then next one, retrofitting of strategies. That is how to improve or retrofit the building operational or elements, how to improve and how to, that is strategies of how to do. That is called next focus area. And then operational efficiency, how much energy they are used in the terms of water and energy. That is operational efficiency. That how much they are used, how much they are recycled, how much best operational material they are using. These all under the operational efficiency. In in the valuation point of that, audit has to be the energy audit have to take how much energy used and how much and generated. Just a minute. And then next one, water audit, how much water used and how much water it is rejected and how much it is recycled and where it is used. That is called water audit. And waste management, not only the water and all other wastes is included or the waste management, how they manage the waste, how the building or building systems, how they manage the waste systems are recycled or simply firing or whatever it is, how they manage the waste. That is also under this building category to also study. And it's improve building operational performance and without reconstruction. That is mainly IGBC green building focusing. That is without reconstruction, the same building has to improve or retrofitting the building. That is the mainly IGBC thing. That is existing for existing buildings. We are focusing for the improvement of the building without reconstruction. That is a major thing. And it will convert the old building to that is IGBC norms or guidelines help to convert the old building to new green building systems. How to improve the system to the new or green building systems. That is also giving guidelines from IGBC green existing building guidelines. And next one, IGBC green homes. So we are covered right now. That is IGBC new buildings, existing buildings, and green homes presently. The green homes mean there is residential building. It's only for the residential building and individual houses and apartments. So that is for residential building, individual houses, apartments. That is under this category. The mainly focusing area water conservation. So water conservation is the major point. Major point and energy efficient appliances, that is energy rated, that is 5-star rating energy efficient material is available, or 2-star is very bad, as like energy efficiency of the lighting systems, as like natural ventilation, the lighting is forced ventilation or natural normal ventilation, as like how the ventilation provider lighting, how they control, as like things under this area we will study it over there. And then eco-friendly material, how much eco-friendly material they are used for the building, that is also checked or verified over there. In the criteria satisfying, the mainly key features are affordable use of user-centric approach and focus on occupant comfort and health, because it is a green home for residential. So it's majorly focus on the comfort and health for the occupants, that is residential. Not only for the public, not for the public. This is only for the residential and occupants, what they are, who they are staying over there. And then next one is IGBC green factory buildings. That is applicable for industrial buildings and manufacturing units. This is for the factory building. So industry building and manufacturing units, that is under this green factory building. And focus area, that is energy efficiency in production and industrial waste management, worker safety and comfort. We can come to the first one, that is energy efficiency. How much energy efficient machineries were they are used. The first focusing area if there is a de facto building, not for the water. Water is a criteria, but the major criteria up to this, the first one is water. But here, factory building, the first one is energy efficiency of the instruments or machineries, what they are using in the production line. That is the first thing. So how much energy rated material, how much input, how much output, what is the efficiency of machineries, as like things have to calculate it, and that efficiency have to calculate it each and every level. That is called energy efficiency in production, that have to be measured, and we should be get a certain level of up to that. And then industrial waste management. So with the factory, automatically the waste should produce. That is industrial waste. It's not like a residential waste. Residential building waste will be totally different from other industrial waste. So industrial waste management, that is totally different. So industrial waste, that should be maybe hazardous or maybe highly pollutant, whatever it is. So how to reuse the things or how to recollect or how to handle that waste, that should be very important factor. Then how to manage that ones. That is also very important thing. So how much hazardous it is and how much pollutant to the environment or society, that is soil, water, air, whatever it is. These are all under the industrial waste management. That percentage and efficiency that we have to calculate, and we have to keep the record details for that. And then next one, worker safety and comfort. Worker safety means the safety measures provided for the workers or in the factory or the manufacturing units. Then and how much comfort to work over there. There's the atmosphere temperature, humidity, and each and every dust particles and pollutions, each and the environment pollution. These everything is under this worker comfort and safety. Safety means their safety to life safety also under this position. Life safety equipment, safety arrangements, and then accidents history, how they recover, as like things, all under this focus area under this thing. And the next one is key features. Key features means integration of process efficiency. That is a major thing. The process efficiency, how to improve or how to integrate the process efficiency in the under green, how to use or how to build the process or efficiently manner. This is under the IGBC green factory building. And resource optimization. That is a maximum utilization of the same raw material to the maximum. That is, if we collect 1 kilogram of the raw material, how much we produce? If we produce the same 900 grams of raw material, producer material, it should be very good. Instead of that, 1 kilogram of raw material we collected to the factory, but the production is around 10 grams of the material. That is very resource optimization is not very bad. As like the resource optimization in the terms of efficiency, how much resource they collect, utilization, and how much they produce to the market. That is resource optimization. There is also we have to calculate and record the things for take the IGBC being factory building certification and reduce environmental impact for the industry or impact of industry. That is due to that industry, how much environmental impact created to the society or environment. That is, if maybe in terms of pollution of air, there is smoke or other dust particles, like that is air pollution, whatever it is. Sometimes water pollutions or soil pollutions, as like this, most of the factories are doing water pollutions and soil pollutions, even air pollutions too. So the primarily building, if you look for a building, is only we will look for the air pollution only. But in the time taken, we understood that they create this air factory creates soil pollution and water pollution too. I think you can understand previous study for the Love Canal tragedy for US. That is here about around 50 to 60 years back. The Love Canal tragedy that happens over there due to that is they buried the chemicals. After closing a factory, they buried all chemicals to the soil. But due to the leaching effect, it will lead to the it goes to nearby river. Automatically, river water, the peoples or other resources taken from people taken from the river, considered as a resources as a river, they got sick continuously. Then government is taken an initiative for that after huge funding with the US government is budgeting for the huge funding for that to remove that soil from that is improve the soil conditions and pollutant from the soil. That is another way. This is an example for that. If a factory is running, automatically it will create some pollutant. That's how much it is. How we can reduce the things. Even that factory closes from the that area, but still the factory having some chemical storage and other waste material, they are double over there, something over there. That is also leaching to the soil and it will come to the water and mixing it creates so many issues to society. So industry should have verified in the environment how much environmental impact due to that industry and its products and its waste production also. So maximum you have to support sustainable and industrial growth. We should be sustainable industrial growth. We have to support. That is the major. And then next one, IGBC Green Campus and Township. IGBC Green Campus and Township that is applicable for the educational campuses, that is colleges as like IT Park and all other things, IGBC Green Campuses and in the township. So if you go for a building, educational building, go for an IGB certification, we are go under the IGBC Green Campus of township. Then IT Parks also under this condition. Here, majorly we think about the land use planning, how the land use planning. So we should know about the in Kerala condition and other states also as per the NPA, NBC. According to the NBC condition, we know that the FIR ratio should be very high for this condition. That is educational buildings and IT parks because the landscape should be very far. Normally more than large, we should provide there. That is called land use planning should be we should more concentrate about the land use planning and landscaping and vegetations over there and infrastructure efficiency. What is called infrastructure efficiency? The infrastructure efficiency in the sense the infrastructure, the building have how much efficiency in the energy in the terms of energy, how to save the energy. If we provide fully glass building instead of the as like this picture, if we provide a fully glass building for a building, if it is in a very summer condition or very hot climate, automatically what will happen? The glass absorbs the energy, the hot energy to the building. The HVAC system have to work a lot. So automatically it should not be green. Should not be good or sustainable manner. So we have to reduce the shade. Reduce. We have to produce the shades or that green shade as like a trees. That's like this. That's more better as like we have to think about the infrastructure efficiency and then water condition, water also in the terms of efficiency and the transportation system, the distance between the each building to each building or the residential people come to over there and back and their needs to complete these all things under very nearby area. So transportation systems we have to provide easily and easily available and it's very nearer to that. It should be very helpful and it totally creates the transportation efficiency. And if the transportation system should be energy efficient manner, that is electric vehicles under this electric vehicles, and it will be energy recharged by the recycled energy, not from the coal or diesel. And this recharged by the recycled the solar or any other tidal or wind will not this. So it should be more beneficial. That is also under the transportation system. And the key factors in the under we are for to get this one, that is there's multiple building in a single thing. There is a one approach. There is one building have multiple building is a single approach that is very helpful for us because the transportation system is very more efficient its work and transported only not only transport systems, pipelines and other sewage lines and all other things that is will be very good. And the next thing is road, water, energy system, how they reach and what the quality of that things. That is also under the feature. And then how much recycled material used for this construction of these things for the roads or water treatment center and other things, energy systems and all other things, how much recycled material or how much efficient material we are using over there. So we have to promote the sustainable urban planning for a green IGBC green campus or township. We have to these all are the details of the simple details of the that is IGBC certifications or different categories. And then we have what's the use of green impact or what is the green impact of the India under this. That is called as national. Actually, the India have the national benefits. Actually, most of them don't know what is IGBC and what is impact creates on India. Presently, national benefit of energy saving after IGBC implementation of India, it is a very small level only in India it's implemented. Then only there's around 66.6 billion units of energy saving per annum due to this IGBC implementation on India. And in the point of water saving, 199.3 billion liters of water saving per annum due to this IGBC implemented building. And CO2 reduction, that is the million tons of 2.5 million tons of construction waste from landfill every and reduce CO2 emissions by 53.1%. That is more than 50%. And waste reduction diverted to 2.5 million tons of construction waste to the landfill. So waste reduction we have to reduce or recycle things we have to dispose for the recycle. And it's a national footprint that is 69 million residential dwelling units presently it's in India under IGBC And commercial projects, 11,000 commercial projects. That is, it's a new starting stage of IGBC green buildings. Mainly in South India, there is a very low buildings, in number of buildings is very low because the trend is coming only right now. And then 1,300 plus transit infrastructure projects in all over India, and 950 plus industrial buildings in all over India, and net zero projects that is only 250, and built environment projects is 190, and right now it's increasing. Built environment. This is the present scenario of India green building environment. This much green buildings are presently in India is are certified by green building. Green building. These are the green building certifications. So most of them don't know in our state it is available or not. Most of the states minimum or one or two more than that building we have. So you can look the in your state. I think from I know that around 20 plus states are participating in our meeting. So in your state, so you can you can look over the how many buildings or transit cities or townships, villages, or in each city, in each state we have. So this much of buildings presently, so we have to improve. For that, we have to know about the green building environment. That is very much important over there. And then come to the certification process. In certification process, the first one, project registers online. That is the first thing in IGBC, www.igbc.in. This is the first project registering system. This is the first thing. We have to do that by that project register on igbc.in. And then project team submits a documentation for preliminary overview of IGBC. So just in IGBC, with the help of IGBC certified engineer. That is IGBC professional, accredited professional with the help of that is we have to discuss on next session. Preliminary review of IGBC with documentation we have to submit, and IGBC third party assess carry out on this time, that is also undertaken after the documentation. These two things we go for the pre certification by certification, that is taken under the around 25 calendar days, that is 14 days. And then certification we will get, that is also the 30 calendar days, it will take more, and it will be extended around 15 days also. And the next thing is project team submits a documentation for final review of IGBC. That is after the completion of building, project team submits documentation for final review to IGBC. Then next thing, IGBC team visit to site for verification. So if we submit all the documents, then first and third party only they are carried out over there. So here, the project is submit documentation for the final review to IGBC. The IGBC team visits for the site for the verification, and at that time, we will take around 25 plus 30 plus 10 basic will take normally IGBC team, and then it will be announced the rating how much it have. You have how much rating it have. The rating system we have to discuss later. How the rating, how much rate you have, and then after that project accept the rating. If their rating system is go for the silver, if the project accepting, okay, we are accepting for the silver, and thus we are IGBC presents the placard indicating the certification level. If we are not accepting, the project team appeals within the 30 days of announcement of submit document for final review. Then the review will take once more and the cycle will repeat. There is an option for that. This is a certification process fully for a building, IGBC certification. And then we can come to the weightage of IGBC certificate for a building. The first or primary, that is totally it's 100. After 100, the first thing, energy efficiency, that is 35 marks they are providing for IGBC certificate, that is for energy efficiency. And 21 for the indoor environment, then quality. And then 16 for the sustainable site planning and management, and 11 for the material resource, and 10 for the water efficiency, and 7 for the innovation. This is the order and weightage for each area. So the major areas are energy efficiency, indoor environmental quality, sustainable site planning and management, material resources, water efficiency, and innovation. These all are the maximum point we will get that is energy efficiency, and next one indoor environmental quality, that is air quality, and in the building that's called indoor air quality, and sustainable site planning and management, that is building plan and the management, how much trees is how much we are matched to our society, that is environment, is all under this thing. And material resources, that is called which material, locally available material we are using, we will get more credit over the, or reusable material is used, that is also more credit we will get. And water efficiency, water, where we take the water, or how we store the water and how recycle the water, these are under the water efficiency. Then innovation, that is new methods or new ideas we have to do, or new products or innovative product we are used for the construction, that is also innovation. Okay, come to that. We already know the category credits, that is sustainable architecture, that is already we talked about that. And then scoring system, the points assigned for each credit, and final rating based on the total score. Actually, four types of rating system we have. That is IGBC certified, IGBC silver, IGBC gold, IGBC platinum. The first thing, IGBC certified. If you get out of 100, 40 to 49 points or credits, we will get the building get, not we, and the building get IGBC certified certificate. If the building gets out of 100, that is 50 to 59 credits, the building gets IGBC silver certificate. If the building gets 60 to 74 out of 100, that is the building get IGBC gold. If the building gets 75 to 100, the building gets IGBC platinum. These four rating or certifications they are providing from the company for IGBC from a building. These are four types of category of certificate. The level of certification, that is certified, silver, gold, and platinum. And then some other points. If we have 40 or 50 or 60 or 70, whatever it is, some mandatory credit we have to complete for IGBC new building system. The first one, in sustainable architectural design, the building should have integrated design approach. We should have the integrated design approach, and environment multidisciplinary team. It should be involvement. It should have. And in the case of the site selection planning, site selection component, that is avoid environmental sensitive area, it should avoid. That is, we should keep this one. Otherwise, if we get 100 out of 75, we will not get certificate. If we should avoid environmental sensitive area, that is mandatory credit. In water conservation, reduction in potable water conservation, a system should be provided or to reduce the potable water consumption, to reduce and recycling these water consumption. We should keep. Otherwise, we will not get any certification. If the mark is higher than 75, also we will not get, because it's a mandatory credit. In the case of the energy efficiency, we will get the baseline energy efficiency, that is under detailed review. That is under, you will get the detailed PDF file in the IGBC website. According to that, a baseline they will provide for each category. The minimum baseline energy efficiency we should meet, only we will get the energy efficiency. We will get the credits. And then fundamental commissioning, they ensure the systems of HVAC, lighting, and work is properly working and should be properly. If an example, that is, if you are providing an air conditioning system with an inverter technology, that is very energy efficient. But we are the door and windows are properly closed, not it is airtight, it is not energy efficient. So we will not get the mandatory credit. So we will not get the certificate. Yes, like the mandatory HVAC system should be properly, it should be working. And then indoor air quality, minimum fresh air ventilation, we should be keep on the minimum and fresh air ventilation, that is oxygen level should be kept good over there. And tobacco smoke control, or we are not no smoking board should be provided, and not allowing for the customers or users. They should not permitted to use the smoking over in building, not in the building. And it should be as per the ASHRAE code standard. It should be keep the ASHRAE codes for that. That is the indoor environmental quality. These are the minimum or mandatory credits for IGBC new building system. So without these, if we get even 75, 60 or 50, whatever it is, we will not get any certificate. We should manage the mandatory credits. And we have to go for a case study. There is there is a green field. There's a case study. A case study, that is project overview. This is a case study, that is Narendra Modi Stadium in Gujarat. Is constructed by the Larsen Turbo L&T, and then somewhere we are familiar with L&T, that is Larsen Turbo. It's delivered in 2020. Its IGBC rating is gold. So gold, we should know that what is gold. That is, gold means 60 to 74 points. It's achieved 60 to 74 marks. And then its site area, that is 63 acres. This is in the heart of the city. This is a gold rate. This is the emblem they are provided for the IGBC for the Green Stadium. And then in this performance, we studied for the entire building. We look for that the reduction in water is consumption during the construction, that is 30%. At the time of construction, 30% of water saved or recycled at the time of construction. They are documented and they are properly submitted to the team. That is also very important. And then 21% of energy saved by due to lighting control or HVAC systems, any other measure. So 21%. And 40% of construction material is procured by local material. They are constructed and used as 40%. They are out of 100%, more than 10% are used by the local material. That is also sustainable. And 22 materials, 20% of materials are recyclable. So we can calculate this, roughly calculate that 40 plus 22, 62 materials are locally or recycled material they are used, 62% plus materials. And then wastewater is reused. So wastewater is a reusable system. They are innovated and they provided over them and continuously to be used over there. And potable water saving during the construction, that is 21. These are the major highlights of that building. Then only they got that's gold rating for that state. And in the sustainable design or site planning for that, sustainable architecture build the same footprint with 3 times extra for same capacity. But normally, if we construct a building with 1 cubic of concrete, they use the same 1 cubic of concrete for 3 times more capacity. Normally, not normal than the other stadiums. There is a footprint is 3 times of more capacity. An integrated design approach for the concept of completion. That is concept of completion. There is integrated design approach. They are provided. So design in the sense integrated design is integrated to sustainability, integrated to water efficiency, integrated to energy efficiency, and everything which should be integrated in the design. That is called integrated design approach for the concept of completion. And preserve existing trees and enhance biodiversity in 11 acres of vegetation. So 11 acres of vegetation, they are not touched. They are permitted to biodiversity and permitted to as slight shade, preserve the existing trees and all other things in the 11 acres. It will be out of actually it's in 63 acre site area. From in that site area, there is 11 acres of vegetation. They are permitted to as like shade. In site planning, smart planning in residential complexes, temple on premises. That is also provided over there. That is residential complex and temple also provided over there. And erosion and sedimentation control followed throughout the construction. So erosion and sedimentation control throughout the time, they are properly followed in proper manner. And 22% of open space for the vegetation. That is also very good thing. They are provided 22% of open space for the vegetation. That is for 11 acres of vegetation. And then water conservation, native and adaptive plants to reduce. So the adaptive and native plants, they are permitted to as on like they have to be there. There is the native and adaptive plants to be used. And then come to the resource and efficiency point of view, or innovation point of view. Efficiency, that is LED lighting and water cooled chillers, CO2 sensors, occupant sensors, BMS for energy saving. So they are creating more energy saving due to that LED light, the most efficient type of lighting system, and water cooled chillers, that is more efficient systems, and CO2 sensors. If the CO2 is more automatically, the oxygen will deliver over, otherwise will not be provided. And occupant sensors, if occupancy is there, lighting system automatically on, otherwise it will off automatically as like BMS systems is used over there for the energy savings. And 21% of energy savings as per the ASHRA 90.1 2010. That is our code or IIA standard for the energy saving. According to that, 21% of energy saving is used. And in halogen-free fire extinguishers and eco-friendly refrigerant use over there. That is another advantage for the energy conservation. And building material and resources, 96% of construction and demolished waste recycled and reused on site. So construction waste and demolition waste, they are reused. 96% of the construction waste and all other things you reuse over there. There is another best practice over there. And 34 hundreds of tons of waste diverted from landfill to their usage. They are not permitted to use for the landfill. And then they reuse other things. That's the benefit. And local materials, 44%, that is already we talked about, 40% of local material and recycled materials, 22, top 62 plus, they are used for the sustainable materials. And innovation over there, there is a Y columns. Like you can see over the picture, there is white columns. With precast technology, they are used for the iconic white columns. That is precast technology they are used for this. This is a new innovative technology that is more strength and minimum material usage for this. This is a precast technology that is also from the manufactured from the building industry, and then it's come to fix here. That is also very minimum waste management and maximum time saving and energy saving also. And come to the indoor environment and legacy impact. There is indoor environment, that is fresh air as ASHA 62.1 2010 standards. And the fresh air availability that will be maintained as like ASHA 62.1, and the paints and other adhesive material, that is VOC, low VOC material, they are used over there all over the area, and smoking prohibited totally over the site. And the LED lighting, India only the fully LED stadium that is only one. Is the benefit. There is a peculiarity for that stadium on Gujarat. Longer life, lesser power consumptions, quick play assumptions, that is also provided by this LED lighting. Favor fixtures, better illumination, enhanced experience, that is also provided by the LED systems over there, lighting over there. And it's a greenest cricket stadium in India. That is one of the other peculiarity for this, and setting the benchmark for sustainable infrastructure. These all under these IGBC systems, IGBC orientation of the how the building needs or why building needs the IGBC certification, which types of IGBC certifications, and all other things. I will be in online for the next section also. We have to take the questions after the next sections. Next section is about the IGBC certification, that is AP certification, that is done by Surya ma'am. Right now, I am stopping, finishing here, and thank you all.
Thank you, Alvin, sir. So, good afternoon, everyone. It is my great privilege to propose the vote of thanks on this meaningful occasion. First and most, I extend my sincere gratitude to our esteemed speaker, Dr. Alvin Verghese, Head of Department Civil Engineering, for delivering such an insightful and informative session in today's faculty development program. Sir, your session on green building concept, IGBC was truly enlightening. You provided us with a clear, comprehensive introduction to sustainable construction practice, emphasizing the growing importance of green building in today's world. And a special note thanks for you for focused discussion on IGBC AP certification. The orientation you provided regarding the accreditation process, benefits, and career opportunity was extremely valuable and motivating for all of us. This part of the session has certainly inspired many participants to explore professional certification in green building practice. Your expertise, clarity, and engaging delivery made the session highly beneficial and impactful. Thank you, sir. I would also like to thank the organizers of this FDP for arranging such an enriching session and all participants for their active involvement. Once again, thank you, sir, for your valuable time and for sharing your knowledge with us. Thank you all. So the next session will be handling by Ms. Surya. So she's engineering academician and a researcher currently pursuing her PhD at Karunya Institute of Technology and Science, Coimbatore. She holds an MTech in structural engineering with outstanding academic performance and has 6 years of professional experience in teaching and structural design. She is an IGBC accredited professional, chartered structural engineer, and has published around 12 research papers in Scopus Index journals. Her area of expertise including structural engineering, photogrammetry, concrete technology, GIS, and digital twins makes her competent and inspiring resource person for academic and technical programs. I invite Ms. Surya for the next session.
Thank you, Niraja Miss. Alfred sir, are the slides visible?
Yes, Miss Whisper. Visible.
Yeah, but it's not visible for me.
Is it okay now? Yes, visible now.
Okay, I'm not able to see them on the screen. Yes, now it's on. Okay, good afternoon, everyone. So, respected faculty members and participants, the previous session has already provided you with a strong foundation in green building and IGBC concepts. Now, I'll be moving with a very focused and practical approach. Now, my objective is simple for today. That is to help you to understand exactly how to clear their IGBC examinations confidently, strategically. Now, I will not be repeating the theory parts. Mostly, I wish to decode the exam structure, the scoring areas, the preparation strategy, and the common mistakes. So that will be the end of the session, and you will be clearly knowing how to approach the exam. Okay, now let's move on to the session. IGBC AP certification. First, let me begin with this definition of an IGBC AP certification. What is an IGBC? Is it just a simple certificate that would help you to advance your career? No. Of course, it is a certification that tells us we are expert to guide projects to achieve green building in India, recognized by Indian Green Building Council. It states that your expertise in green building concepts, IGBC rating system, sustainable design, and construction practices. But of course, there are more layers to it. Now, we are all raising slogans on going green, moving on to the path of sustainability. But who will lead us? Who will lead us and help us to achieve these goals? And here comes the role of an IGBC AP. It's essential for professionals in the construction industry to demonstrate expertise in sustainability, eco-friendly building practices according to Indian Green Building Standards. We have all heard about Indian Green Building Council, Indian Green Building Standards,
But do we actually know how to implement this when it comes to a project? And if we know, to prove that we have skill, we obviously these days need a certificate. And that is what IGBC AP certification helps us. It enables a professional to earn extra credits for projects seeking certification. Now, I would like to say that if you have a building and you are going to get a IGBC rating, if there is an IGBC involved in the team, you can earn a dedicated credit point under the innovation and design category. Of course, in the path of career advancement, this will definitely help you as well as your students as far as academicians are concerned to specialize in green building projects such as HVAC, energy simulation, and sustainable design. It's a certificate that helps us to demonstrate technical knowledge. And it validates our expertise in 5 major areas, as Dr. Alvin told: sustainable sites, water efficiency, energy efficiency, material resource, and indoor air quality. Is there an industrial demand? Yes. There is a green building movement in India. There are high demand for experts who can guide the project towards certified silver, gold, or platinum ratings. And it also focuses the commitments to design buildings and operating projects that focuses on low energy usage, waste management, and improved occupant health. What are the key values of an IGBC accredited professional? Let's move through different aspects of an IGBC AP certification. Professional benefits, of course, as I told before, it boosts the credibility in our career and betters our earning potential. There's a verified expertise in IGBC standards, enhance our CV and resumes for sustainability roles. It helps us to promote ourselves as a green builder or a green engineer. The project and technical benefits. Now, once an IGBC AP is involved in projects, it helps us to guide the projects through IGBC certification. Of course, as you may be knowing, IGBC certification provides us with certain benefits, including tax benefits in a country like India. It helps us to improve the efficiency of the project, compliance and risk management, as well as optimize the life cycle assessments costs. As far as organization is concerned, if you have IGBC accredited professional, it gives you a competitive edge in tender and marketing. It helps to strengthen the capacity, capability, and speed of certification. Definitely, it will help you to build a client trust and confidence. Now, market and social benefits are also inevitable. It aligns with the national goal of sustainability. It can attract ESG-focused investors and enhance the occupant well-being and productivity. So, who must go for IGBC accredited professional certification? Architects, engineers, contractors, developers, and facility managers all can go for accredited professional exams. Now, most of you may not be aware about the fact that there are 3 different certifications available when it comes to IGBC accredited professional. Let us go for a clear comparison of India's 2 leading green building credentials. Both the credentials are provided by Indian Green Building Council. They aim towards the same goal, but still different. Now, we have IGBC accredited professional certification. In addition to that, there is another certification called as IGBC AP Associate Certification. Let us see the different layers and which has what impact. Let's move into the key differences at the glance. The core syllabus remains the same for IGBC accredited professional as well as IGBC accredited associate professional. Now, who can write which exam? That is a major question. Before you make a choice, you must know what is the right choice for you. And this part will help you to do that. For accredited professional IGBC AP exams, they are for the advanced professional and it is a kind of senior credential. Now, only those who has an experience of 2+ years in the construction industry are eligible to apply for IGBC accredited professional examination. Though the syllabus remains the same, the rigor of the exam will be quite high. And then it more focuses upon the industry innovation and design focus. Whereas IGBC Associate mostly deals with the entry-level credentials. These are the right choice for the students and young professionals whose experience is less than 2 years, those who have just passed the BTech or the MTech examination and wish to become a green engineer. Now, in those, even though the syllabus remains the same, it's a broad sustainability knowledge that is being evaluated rather than the core concept. They have a more simplified examination structure since it is meant for students. Now, if you are a student and wish to go for the same, or if you're an academician and wish to promote your students being green engineers or going for AP accredited professional, please keep in mind that it is AGBC AP associate exam they must be taking and not the AGBC accredited professional exam they must be going through. Both credentials, there are one impact only. All they are aimed towards promoting sustainable building practices, creating a community of green professionals, supporting climate responsible development, and shaping better future for generations to come. Just the concept is that every expert was once a beginner and they are giving the beginners also a chance. I hope that part is clear to everyone. Now there is a special case. Since this is a faculty development program, I wish to speak about this. There is a special case of certification in Indian Green Building Council, that is an accredited faculty IGBC certification. What is this? Again, the exam, the syllabus, the pattern remains the same, but it has a unique title. The faculty members, especially those who are teaching in reputed organization or organization recognized by AACT or any professional bodies, they can clear the exam and receive an IGBC accredited faculty credential. They have to sit for the exam with the same other candidates as AGBC accredited professionals as well as associate professionals, but their recognition will be as green educators. Their designation as a role of educators in advancing green buildings and knowledge across the institution. It's a kind of honoring educators in the green building movement. Now, how are they expected to contribute? What can an academician or faculty do with this IGBC AP certification? Well, there are a lot of things that they will be able to contribute to. Now, this is not just a certification, but this will help the educators to integrate sustainability into practice and curriculum. That will definitely help their students to get these certifications too. It's a prestigious credential for green building educators, empowering educators to spread green building knowledge and elevating the role of faculty in sustainable infrastructure. Now, which path is right for you? New to the field, you can go for IGBC AP Associate Examination to build and validate your green building foundation. But academicians as well as students who have joined this FDP, please note they must undergo an IGBC certification course to appear for this examination. Just having a BTech or MTech degree, you are a student, you are eligible to write the IGBC Associate exam, but you must have undergone the certification course done by Indian Green Building Council to appear for this examination. Now, if you are an experienced professional, you can simply pursue IGBC AP to demonstrate your expertise and unlock senior project opportunities. Educators and academician, you can take either IGBC faculty certification or the IGBC certification for an experienced professional. It's purely your choice, your path of career that will decide which exam you can sit for. Now, regarding the examination fee, as far as IGBC AP as well as faculty accreditation is concerned, the professionals will have to pay an amount of 5,000 rupees excluding GST. And in case if you couldn't clear the exam and you're planning to rewrite the exam, please note for every reattempt, you have to repay the same amount along with the GST. Now, for preponding the examinations, if you have chosen a date and you're not able to write the exam on that date, then you're free to prepone that exam. For preponding, you need not pay any amount. But for postponing or rescheduling, you have to pay an additional amount of rupees 500 if the dates you have given are being changed. Now, for IGBC Associate exam, as I told, it is for the entry-level professional as well as for the students. Now, for them, there should be an online certification course. As I mentioned before, it's mandatory to attend the online certification course before the examination. For the course as well as examination together, they have to pay a fees of rupees 7,500. Now, if they have already undergone certain educational institution as IGBC membership, and they can provide the certification in those colleges. In case if the students have already undergone the IGBC green education in their respective parent institution, they have to only pay an exam fee of rupees 3,000. Now, clearly note this point, they have to definitely undergo a certification course before the examination. If there is an IGBC, Indian Green Building Council professional body available in your college, and you have already undergone the specific training for the specific days mentioned by HGBC, then you have to only pay the examination fees. You need not undergo it again. Now, how will the exam take place? And again, as I told here, I am to guide you to strategically and confidently navigate through this online examination. Often, since the amount is very high, most of you will be having an inhibition, a fear gripping. What if I fail? How is it going to look like? How am I going to take the examination? I won't be able to take a chance by paying rupees 5,000. But no, here you'll get the confidence on what you're going to face rather than exact questions or discussion of anything like that. The examination is a simple home proctored online examination. Wherever you are sitting, you can just take that examination from a place that is comfortable for you. All you have to do that while registering, you have to provide your native location or the location from where you will be taking the test. It's a proctored examination. There will be a proctor and you will be monitored clearly so that there is no choice or no chance of malpractice. And one of the most important and helpful fact about this exam is that it does not have any negative marks. You will have 110 questions to answer, 90 minutes, and 85, that is 75% of the marks should be gained to get an IGBC AP accredited professional certification. Now, you can only take this examination through the IGBC offered links as well as site. They are conducted online only through remote proctoring. Every month, twice it is being offered, the first Saturday as well as third Saturday of every month. Every month it will be offered on the first as well as third Saturday. You can choose the date of your convenience. The time will be between 11 o'clock and 1 o'clock. They will announce the time. It will be between 11 o'clock and 1 o'clock. It will be offered to you. All the links will be shared. All you need is a compatible laptop and a desktop device. Now, how can we register for this examination? First, you have to go to the IGBC website, and with a valid email ID, you have to create an account in Indian Green Building Council website. And once you have created it, you have to log into your account and register for IGBC examination and follow the steps that they give. Once the examination fees are paid, an automated confirmation mail will be sent to your registered email. Now, I'm not simply saying this, I'm here to show you a few interfaces also. This is how the welcome site of IGBC will be there. These are the information that you must provide to register with the IGBC. First of all, your salutations, your first name, middle name, and last name. What should be your display name, your email ID, confirmation of email ID, country, state, mobile number, and telephone number. Now, these are only the basic details that you need to create an account with IGBC. This will be how the interface would be looking like. Now, once you move from the interface, this is how your login will be there. This is how you have to register for the examination. I know it's a bit blur. We are supposed to make it clear, but from the website, we could only take this much. It was not clearly being projected in the website, or this is what all I could share. But I think I'll be able to explain the procedure with this itself. Now, you are supposed to select the categories before, whether you are a professional IGBC member. Now, clearly understand Indian Green Building Council professional bodies, as I mentioned before, are available, and there are different levels of membership, exactly like Indian Engineers Institution. We have IGBC, and it offers different level of professional membership. Once you have a professional membership, then you can select the professional IGBC member. Now, if you don't have a professional membership also, professional body membership also, you are allowed to write the exam, and there you have the IGBC professional non-IGBC member option. And then there's a student option. Now, be very clear, they should be a full-time student of a diploma, graduation, or a post-graduation course. Now, while doing the post-graduation, graduation, or diploma also, you can write the exam. And after that also, you can write the exam. Now, if you are a student, you have to provide your institution name, your board and university name, your course name, as well as the current year or semester of the study. And for students, they must either provide or submit an identity card's copy or a letter from the institution or university signed by HOD, dean, or the head of the institution. Now, I'm repeating this again for the students. You have to submit the proof of being a student, and it should be submitted in the form of a valid ID card or in the form of a letter from the university or the institution signed by HOD, dean, or head of the institution. And rest of the details, as you can see, they are asking for your name, current address, PIN code, nationality, email, landline, mobile, city, date of birth, gender, as well as an additional email. You have to provide the qualifications, that is the last achieved qualification, your branch and specialization, your institution, your board of university, choice of test location. Now, I understand this is a home proctored examination. It is conducted in a remote manner. Still, you have to share your location. So choice of test location, while you're giving that, make sure that you're taking the test from that particular location. Choice of test date. Again, as I told, it is being conducted on the first and third Saturday of every month. You can choose the test date. But actually, now, for example, this is April. Now, your next option will be the first Saturday of May as well as the third Saturday of May. This month, you can only choose the first or the third of next month. Now, it's not pre-booking is not possible. You cannot choose a date that is 6 months later. You'll be able to choose the immediate next dates on. Not like this month. If you are applying this month, you won't be able to choose a date in August, September, or November. For that, you have to apply a month before. So please note that if you are going to apply and log in, ensure that you are ready to take the exam on that date. As I told, preponing is okay. If you're going for postponing, you will have to pay an amount of ₹500. The fee details and the proof of identity can be selected. And once you submit this, you're ready for the exam. All the participants will receive an email with the registration form 15 days prior to the examination, and they will have to go for a compatibility test. They won't ask you to directly have the interface and go and take the examination. You will be provided a simple mock test with 10 or 15 questions so that you can get comfortable with the interface. And for that, you have to undergo a compatibility test. It is mandatory to take the compatibility test before you appear for the examination. Now, if you are taking the examination on the first Saturday, by Friday evening, you must have completed and confirmed that you have taken the compatibility test. They will provide you a link of the compatibility test. Take the test. The marks doesn't matter whether you make wrong answers, right answers, that doesn't matter. But you must take the compatibility test, ensure that everything is fine, and send a screenshot to IGBC to ensure that you have completed the same. And if and only if you do it before the Friday evening, you will receive links for writing the examinations on the Saturday. The links of the Saturday examination or the main examination would be sent to you by 11 a.m. in the morning. And in case if you have not received an email by maximum of 11:30 a.m., you have to send a mail to IGBC. Now, this is how the compatibility test interface would be looking like. Now, we can't take the photographs of each and every steps. These are the basic screenshots that I'll be showing you so that you can get an idea how the interface would look like. Now, for the compatibility test, they'll be checking whether the browser is compatible, whether the webcams are being switched on for every moment. You have to keep the webcams open throughout the process of examination because you will be proctored. Every movement of yours will be proctored, and then microphone check, internet check, location check. Again, take a note, location will be checked. You have to sit in a location where you have provided or which you have provided while registering for the examination. You will be allowed to do a screen. They will be checking your screen. And after that, they'll ask you to take a picture, and then your compatibility test is over. After that, they'll be providing 5 or 10 sample questions. You can just answer it so that you can get acquainted with that interface and you can be comfortable while writing the examinations. When these things are done, as I told before, After the compatibility test, take a screenshot and send the image and prove that you have attempted the compatibility check to IGBC. Then only you will be receiving the link for examination. Now, proctoring. This is not a simple proctoring, but a detailed process of home or remote proctoring. Every event, every movement, and even a slight movement of your face away from the camera, you will be warned. So there is no choice of taking in any of the books to your examination hall, taking the help from any of your friends, peers, or using any kind of AI tools. The presence of an AI tool or even mobile phones in your surroundings will be properly detected. They have a very clear, foolproof system of proctoring. Even a small movement of our heads, a small focus away from your camera, then you'll be warned. Now, there are different kind of proctoring. Focus change to a different window. You'll get a B1 warning. Full screen mode is disabled. Again, you'll get a warning. And after 2 warnings, as I told you before, you will be debarred or not allowed to write the examination. Now, webcams are to be disabled. It will be specifically checked. Face not visible to camera. Several faces in front of the camera. Face does not match the profile you have given. Microphone muted or its volume low. Conversation or noise in the background, and no network connection. Screen activity is not shared, and second display is not used. Let me remind you, they have a very foolproof system. Once you go for the examination, you won't even be able to turn around until you submit the examination. Even a slight movement of your face from the screen will definitely be a problem. The browser events, the camera events, microphones, networks, screens, and events. The screens are not shared, second display not used. Now, this is how you will be proctored. Now, this is a point of view from the proctor. You can see your image, your face will be clearly visible. Even a slight minimum movement, you will be debarred from the examination. And if you are facing any kind of difficulty, you have a chat proctoring site available, and there you can tell them if you are facing any issues or difficulties, or if the warning is any kind of fake, you can just inform them. And in case of any issues also, you won't be hearing sounds. You will be having warnings written on the screen. Otherwise, they will be repeating the sentence in the background as an order of conversation. Now, what will happen post-examination? Now, unlike other exams, you don't have to wait for a long time to know the results. Within a few seconds after submission, the candidates will definitely know whether they have passed in the examination or failed in the examination. Now, qualified candidates would receive an email with marks for each section within a week. You'll get hard copies sent via courier within 2 to 3 weeks. Now, failed candidates, as far as they are concerned, they would not receive a scorecard, and they have to go for a re-attempt. Please keep in mind the re-attempt fees is rupees 5,000. Again, the same fees as the first attempt. Now, what you're going to be? You will be certified. Once you pass the exam, you will be certified by the Indian Green Building Council as an Indian Green Building Council accredited professional who has successfully demonstrated the knowledge in green buildings, construction, building standard, cost, resources, and process. Congratulations. Now you are into the green professional and you are ready to lead any kind of green projects. Now, apart from that, you will be getting a professional scorecard as an accredited professional. What is your marks out of 110? You will be clearly able to know. You will be given a certificate of appreciation informing that you can participate in green building projects registered under IGBC rating program as an accredited professional. And if you are being involved in a project, the project which involves you will be getting an additional credit point if you submit your AGBC AP certification. We are free to mention that we are accredited professionals in your business cards and resumes. And in addition to the hard copy of certificates, they will be giving you complimentary business cards, 50 number. Sample of my business card is being kept here. Now, apart from that, you will be enlisted as the IGBC accredited professional in the official website of Indian Green Building Council. Now, after each examination, they will be providing is a hyperlink working? Is the hyperlink working? Hello? Now, are you able to view the hyperlink?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so this is so in your official website, you will be definitely represented as an Indian Green Building accredited professional. Now, moving on to the IGBC accredited professional syllabus. Now, we'll dive into the syllabus part. Syllabus includes 6 major areas, that is sustainable architecture, site selection, water and energy efficiency, material resources, and environmental quality. As Dr. Alvin Verghese mentioned before, he has given you a clear idea about what comes under each of these areas.
Now, I don't wish to explain or spend more time on that, but still, I'll give you a basic idea of what all things are coming under the same.
Now, sustainable architecture mainly deals with the sustainable practices that will be undergoing. And in site selection and planning, we'll often see the site planning, which is often underestimated. How we'll be able to reduce the public transport access, reduce the travel emission. This links civil engineering with urban planning. As far as water efficiency is considered, the grey water reuse, green water harvesting, efficient pumping systems, dual flush system, etc. will be taken into consideration. In energy efficiency, we'll be going for solar panels, solar part heaters, partial adoptions to improve IGBC scores, etc. Materials and resources will include embodied energy.
അക്കൗണ്ട് സൗണ്ട് കുറച്ച്
ഫുഡ് താഴേക്ക്
തയ്യാറായി
And then there is indoor environmental quality that deals with ventilation, VOCs, and thermal comforts. Now, moving on, how the exams would be like. Now, I have often heard people saying that they fear to give the examination because we have approximately 100 to 200 page book that is being provided by IGBC. They have to study everything. There are numericals, what we are going to do. We won't be able to buy heart all the scores and values and all. But don't worry, here, it's not your ability to memorize that is being tested, but your ability as a green builder or a green engineer or a designer is being checked. We have made 4 sections as far as the examinations are concerned. The section 1 from which 50 questions will be asked, that is green building, design and construction. Now, the second one is the most important, where some mugging up will definitely do. It deals with the building standards and codes. Section 3 comes with IGBC resources and processes, and Section 4, grades, design, and strategy and impacts. Now, let's see how we have to deal with each section. The first one is basically about the design and construction principle. For example, let me tell you now how we are going to reduce urban heat island effects. As an engineer, we must be quite aware about the urban heat island effects. For section 1, you can expect question like how we can improve the water efficiency. Will be given options, and then how we are going to reduce the urban heat islands and all. Section 2, you have to be very thorough with which code is used for what purpose. Those 15 questions are very crucial, and that is the part where we'll be often making mistakes. There are a list of codes which I will present at the end of the session. You have to just understand which code deals with what. You don't have to divulge deep into the contents of the code, or you don't need to by heart any kind of values that are provided in the codes like we often do with IS 456. But as an engineer, if I say IS 456, you obviously know that is a code for RCC design, right? If I say IS 800, we know that it is for steel design. Exactly like that. All we need to know is that which codes deals with which purpose. And then the other one is because that section 3, again, there are only 15 questions that mainly deals with the resources and processes, like how long it will take for an IGBC verification to take place, what is the procedure we must undergo in order to acquire an IGBC certification for a building. Simple questions will be asked. And green design and strategies and impact. How are the steps that we are taking for green design going to impact or going to have an effect on the buildings that we'll construct? Now, let me again tell you, we are not going to face any kind of gate level or numerical questions as far as these 4 parts are to be concerned. It actually tests our basic knowledge. Are we ready to incorporate green practices into the buildings as well as constructions? Do we know in the right way by which we will be able to apply these green concepts into the buildings? These are the simple things that are being tested. It is not your ability to memorize equations. It's not your ability to write paragraphs. All the questions are simple multiple choice questions with 4 options. All you have to do is that you have to go through the material provided by Indian Green Building Council, gain a proper idea about the practices, codes, and what are the impacts they are going to have. And you will be able to surely clear this examination. Need not worry about any kind of mathematical questions. You are not going to solve any numerical question as far as the accredited professional exam is considered. Now, what will be coming from each sections and what is the purpose of each section? The first one, green building design and construction, as I told, it carries a weightage of 50 questions. What is being tested there? Understand, it is the candidate's understanding of the green building design construction industry as they relate to green building. If you're trying to become a green professional or if you are a green engineer, do you have the basic idea how a green building is designed and how it works for a construction industry? That will be tested with that 50 question. The second one, as I told, this is a tricky part, but definitely our last slide is going to help you to get past this part. The very purpose is to understand whether you know the local building standards and code as they're related to environmental aspects. Here, you'll not be asked to memorize the codal provisions. You don't have to go into the codes, but you must know, in case of a problem, which code, which building standards you must approach. And then there is section 3, that is IGBC resources and processes. 15 questions, again, your understanding about the processes. I don't know how many of you still remember the flowchart Dr. Alvin Verghese has presented regarding how to get a project an IGBC certification. Now, most of these 15 questions will be focused from that region where you will have to understand, where you should know what is the process. Now, this mainly deals with the procedure, how you're going to get your building a green rating. Now, what should be the flow of that process? These are the things that will be tested with those 15 questions. And last, section 4 deals with the green design strategies and impacts. Here, we have to understand if you're having a green building, if you are incorporating some kind of green aspects to the building, now, how it would benefit the environment, how it would benefit the society. The candidates need to match the impact to the strategy that is being provided. You'll be given an option, that is, we are providing such and such lights to the garden. And the multiple choices will be, what is it going to do to the building? And that's how you must be approaching section 4. Now, I don't claim that this is the exact weightage from which each section questions will be asked. But based on our experiences, as well as based on the experience we have in giving orientation for IGBC AP certifications, now we have almost an idea how much weightage must be given to each of this area. From energy efficiency, the weightage is 20 to 25%, and it is one of the most important parts you must focus upon. Site selection and planning can fetch you 15 to 25% of the marks. Again, it's an important part. Water efficiency comes under the frequently asked parts with approximate weightage of 10 to 15%. And sustainable architecture, again, 10 to 15%. Conceptual questions will be asked. From the materials and resources, you can expect direct question. And indoor environmental quality also is an easy scoring area. Now, please note that this is purely based on experience and exam trends. We cannot ensure that this will be exact weightage given to each part in the exam that you will be taking in future. One more thing, when it comes to material resources as well as environmental quality, you can see a lot of calculation as far as the study materials are concerned. Do not go deep into that parts for passing the examination. Of course, you need to know all those things if you're becoming an AGBC accredited professional and a green builder while doing the practice, but clear the examination, you don't need to spend much time spending it on this calculations as well as numerical equations. Now we'll go for a few sample questions for your understanding so that you can be more confident or need not worry about the exam before taking it. Now from sustainable architecture part, as I told before, the sustainable architecture part holds some marks. The questions will be as simple as which strategy reduces the heat gain in building? Even without going through the materials, if you have taught environmental impact assessments or if you are quite exposed to the green building culture, you'll be able to answer these questions. The first one, that is proper shading devices and help to reduce the heat gain. Now, daylighting helps to reduce energy consumption, as I have marked it in the slide. Then from site selection and planning, you'll have a question like heat island effect is caused due to, of course, we know this because of the hard surface like concrete. Which site is preferred for the sustainable development? Of course, a site with public transportation access can only be selected as a sustainable development site. Now, from water efficiency, you can expect the questions that are mainly focused on environmental engineering and civil. That is, grey water includes water from sinks and showers. Water saving devices used are dual flash systems. Now, from energy efficiency, you will have some questions like full forms. What is energy performance index? What are the renewable energy resources that are available among the four? Now, materials and resources, you will have direct questions. Which material has the lowest embodied energy? Construction waste, how can they be managed? From indoor environmental quality, you will have volatile organic compounds, full forms, how a good ventilation can be helped. These are only the basic questions will be asked from these areas. And this will definitely help you to gain that 15 marks. These are a gist of the standard codes as well as their purposes mentioned in the study material given by IGBC at a glance. And all the 15 questions will be focused from this area. Now, for example, for the last exam, one question asked was, a share 62.1 deals with what aspects? That is how the questions will be. They'll be either giving the criteria and ask you to identify the codes, or they'll be giving the codes and ask you to identify the criteria for which they are used. Now, for that 15 marks, do not divulge deep into the contents of each codes, but rather have a basic understanding on what is there in each code. I would also like to share on my screen the reference material that you must be using for IGBC certificate examination. I'll be sharing it in case if you are not able to view that, please put it in the chat box. Now, are you able to see that PDF? Now, is it visible? Alfred, sir, could you please check?
Yes, Miss, it's visible now.
IGBC Green Building Rating Systems version 3.0.
Yes, Miss, it's visible now.
Now, I hope you are able to see that. Now, this is actually a 146 pages of the study material that IGBC Green Buildings offer you to clear the IGBC AP examination. And exactly like I have told, you can see. I'll tell you how you have to handle this. Now, these introduction parts are not. First of all, certification process, you have that 15 marks part, which is mainly focused on the certification process. We had focus on this area, how is it being done, how many days will be there, how you are going to, what are the different type of certification. Do not spend so much of your time and effort on the numerical values that are given in this book. That's not being tested there. It's all about your concept rather than the numerical value. Of course, one or two questions may contain some slight numerical values and all, but to pass the examination, don't waste your time and effort by hearting such things. Here, while we are moving on to the main contents, each and every part will be explained in details, exactly as both of the speakers today told. We have sustainable architecture and design, site selection and planning, water conservation, energy efficiency, building material and resources, indoor environmental quality, and innovation and development. Now, focus on the measures, focus on the effects. Like if you're going for site preservation, you can learn that there is existing topography, existing trees. You need not by heart that it is 50%, 25%, 100% and all. Now, what are the parts or efforts that we need to take in order to have a site preferences or a site preservation? And what are the impacts that these measures are going to have on our building? That is basically being tested. You need not go through this maximum curb factor without curb factor. This is the point where actually many of them are afraid to give the examination. Now, while you go through this study materials, you can actually see that there are a whole lot of numerical values and mathematical equations. And once you say them exactly like how students nowadays do, of course, we can't by heart all these things. So we are not going to give the exam. This is going to make us lose 5,000 rupees. No, it's not like that. It's your concept, your idea that is being tested. Again, it is not your ability to memorize, not your quickness in doing the numerical problems. So once you're going through this, keep in mind what I have told about the exam. Look it through a new perspective, try to understand the efforts and try to understand what are its effects. That is how you're going to crack this examination. Now, with this, I'll be ending my session. Thank you, Alfred Sir, Jeffrey ma'am, and Neeraja miss for giving me this opportunity to share these details with you. I don't know how far the session has been useful to you, but definitely I believe that at least a few of you will take up this examination next time with this orientation. I hope I have been some help to you. At least I could take away the fear from you before writing the examination. Thank you, everyone. In case if you have any queries, you're free to ask. For both the session, for session 1 and 2, I hope Dr. Alvin Verghese has also joined this session. Thank you, everyone. I'm open to the queries in case if you want any help or in case if you wish to know anything, you can ask.
As we conclude day one, session 2 of our FDP on integrated green construction and life cycle assessment, I would like to propose the vote of thanks and sincerely thank our speaker, Ms. Surya Nair, is an IGB secretary professional and serves as an assistant professor civil engineering department, Jyothi, for delivering an insightful session on orientation for IGB certification. Your practical approach and clear explanations were truly valuable for us. I also thank all the participants for your active participation. If there are any questions from the participants, you may kindly ask now.
One more thing. Now, the IGBC PDF that I have shown, it is available in the IGBC website as IGBC 3.0 abridged version. You can you can just check the IGBC website. You will be able to download it from there. But as I told, focus on the right matter while you're using that material. Do not mug up the entire thing before you go for the examination. Have a perfect focus.
If there are any questions from the participants, you may kindly ask now. I think there are no questions. With this, we conclude today's sessions. Kindly fill out the feedback form from shared in the chat. Thank you all. Have a great day. All of you, please fill out the feedback form shared in the chat. Thank you. We'll be now closing the meeting. Further details will be shared in the WhatsApp group. Thank you all. Have a great day.